Hi everyone. These are my videos. This is the Deke Online Academy. The first video I did was about place value, lesson 1 and base 10. We talked about this a lot in class, that our number system is called a base 10 system. And all that means is that the value of our digits in our place value system, they increase every time it goes to the left by 10. So all numbers to the left are a increase by 10. The numbers to the right of the digit are a decrease by 10, or 1/10 of the value. And that's where base 10 gets its name. So on the place value chart, to the left you're increasing by 10, to the right you're decreasing by 10. And that's really all it means. Let's do some place value charts now. Let me clear this screen off. Okay. I want to mention the decimal point before I go on. We talked about this a lot in class. The decimal point is the most important part of the number because it tells you the value of the digits. Without looking at the decimal point, you really can't determine the value of the digits. The decimal point is what separates whole numbers from parts of a whole or decimals. Okay, and it's important to know where it's located. These are whole numbers, ones, tens, hundreds, and then parts of a whole, tenths, hundredths, and thousandths. Okay, so you always have to look for that decimal point. And we say this in class all the time. At the end of every whole number is a decimal point. I know you guys are saying that with me at home. Okay, here we go. Let's do some place value charts. And let's practice doing some multiplication and division. First, let's start with the number 3 and, remember when it's a decimal point, you say it as an and, 452 thousandths times 10. Okay, I'm going to draw a quick little place value chart. So just take a second to draw. I'm going to put my decimal point in first because, again, that's the most important thing. Let me section off my numbers. Okay, and then I'm going to take my digits and I'm going to place them in my place value chart. So I have 3 in the ones place and 452 thousandths. Again, the first thing you want to look for is where the decimal point is. Make sure you lined up your number correctly. The next thing I want to look at is, what am I doing? I'm multiplying. And then next I want to look how many times am I moving my digits? The 0 tells me I'm moving them one place. So the 3 in the ones is going to go one place to the left and go to the tens place. The 4 will go one place to the left to the ones place. The 5 will go one place to the left to the tenths place. And the 2 will go one place to the left to the hundredths place. So I'm going to write my answer up here. 34 and 52 hundredths. Remember, the last thing you always want to do is check to see if your answer makes sense. I was multiplying, so I should increase in value. And I did increase in value, so I say my answer makes sense. If you're getting confused about which way the arrows go when you're modeling on a place value chart, you can think about it with the multiplication sign and an L. You may think of it like extra large. We talked about that in class. If that helps you remember that when you're multiplying, the arrows go to the left, it's a great little strategy to use. And remember, that works when you're modeling on a place value chart. Let's do another number. Let's clear that off. Let's keep 3 and 452 thousandths, but this time let's multiply by 100. Again, the first thing I'm going to look at is the placement of my decimal point. I'm going to look to see that I'm multiplying, so I know my answer is going to increase in value. And it's going to increase in value by 2 places because I have 2 zeros. Draw a quick place value chart. Okay, again, I'm going to start with placing my decimal points. Divide it in half here. Clive is standing behind me and making me nervous here. Why? That's a friend of
Aren't you a fifth
My
grade
son
teacher?
Jake. I am a fifth grade teacher,
I
Clive.
don't remember doing this stuff in fifth grade.
There's a reason you don't remember doing this in fifth grade. This is all new.
I would have failed. If
I
did
know.
that.
No, you wouldn't have failed. Okay, I'm going to place the 3 in the ones place, the 4 in the tenths, the 5 in the hundredths, and the 2 in the thousands. Now I'm multiplying, so I know my arrows are going to go left. Remember the extra large. Okay, and then I look at what I'm multiplying by, 100. So I know I'm going to move it 2 place value because it has 2 zeros. That's what our base 10 system is all about. So the 3 is going to go 1, 2. So the 3 goes from the ones place to the hundreds place. Okay, the 4 is going to go to the tens place. The 5 will go to the ones place, and the 2 to the tenths place. So everything moved over 2 places. I'm going to write my answer, 345 and 2 tenths. Okay, I know I'm multiplying, so I increase in value, so I double check to make sure I'm increasing in value, and yes, I am. So I say my answer makes sense. Okay, we've done multiplication. We've drawn place value charts. We've talked about place 10. Let's do one more thing. Let's do a division problem. Remember, division is the opposite operation from multiplication. So it makes sense that if it's opposite, we're going to go the opposite way. Let's change our number this time to 345 divided by, and let's do 10. Okay? Draw my place value chart. Okay, I'm going to go back up here though, and I'm going to put my decimal point because at the end of every whole number is a, that's right, decimal point. I'm going to notice that I'm dividing, and I notice I have 1 0. Okay, so let me draw my place value chart, put my decimal point, section it off here. Okay, and then I'm going to fill in my numbers, divide it in half real quick. Okay, 3 is in the hundreds place, 4, 5, that looks right. Okay, I know I'm dividing, so this time I know when I'm dividing, my arrows are going to go to the right. The value is going to go to the right. It's going to go to the right 1 place. So I'm going to move my 5 from the ones to the tenths. The 4 goes from the tens to the ones, and the 3 goes from the hundreds to the tens. So my answer is 34 and 5 tenths. Okay, if you think of division, and you can put an R for the arrow goes right, and if that helps you remember that when you're modeling on a place value chart, you draw your arrows to the right with division. Again, check does your answer make sense. Did my answer decrease in value? And yes, it did. So my answer makes sense. Now, if I would divide this by 100, you know, you'd move it, the arrow would go 2 places. You'd move it 2 places. If you divide it by 1,000, let me write it down here because I'm running out of space, you know you're going to move it over 3 places. So the number of zeros tells you how many places you're going to move it over. And that's really about all for modeling on a place value chart. I hope the videos help. Be sure and let me know if I need to add more information or less information. And I'll see you guys at school. Bye.